Now, the Taxpayers Alliance Town Hall Rich List has found that in 2023 to 2024, at least 3,906 council employees earned, wait for it, over 100 grand a year. Now, this is 26% more compared to the previous year, and the Taxpayers Alliance said this is the largest number of people earning at least 100k or 150k since the Town Hall Rich List began in 2007. All right for some, isn't it? Well, joining me now in the studio is the Media Campaigns Manager at the Taxpayers Alliance, William Yarwood. William, welcome to the show. Isn't it funny how today everyone's council tax bills are going up, and this lot are seeing their salaries go up? Who are the worst offenders?
Yes, well, first of all, good afternoon, Martin. Great to see you as always. But yeah, let's just talk about breaking some of these figures. I mean, you rightly mentioned 3,906. That's a lot of council bosses on over £100,000. But we have to talk about specifically what remuneration means. That's not just their salaries, Martin. That's pensions. That's bonuses. That's compensation. And a lot of the biggest spending areas is actually in their pensions, where their liabilities exist. So your 100,000. There's people on over 150,000. That's a 32% increase since last year. And let's talk about the 200,000 people. Guess what? That's a 50% increase than last year. And who's the biggest offender, like you asked? Westminster City Council, exactly where we're sitting. They have increased the amount of council bosses to over 70, and they also have the most amount of people sitting on over £200,000.
Is there any evidence anywhere that this has any throughput? I mean, we're seeing at the moment, Birmingham City Council, 17,000 tonnes of rubbish on the streets. And they're a council that went bankrupt. How much are they getting paid?
Well, the funniest thing about Birmingham, Martin, is we don't know, because they didn't give us their accounts. They didn't give us their, but there are two other bankrupt councils that did give us their accounts, which is Nottingham and Woking. And guess what? Both of them have 8 council employees receiving in total remuneration over £100,000 a year. Now, if you're a bankrupt council, surely you need to be looking in the mirror and realising that actually you need to be putting this money towards frontline services, dealing with bins, filling out potholes, not putting it into the back of backroom bosses in Nottingham, Wokingham and in Birmingham. But yeah, with Birmingham, it's quite interesting specifically because I think they've got something to hide there. With the bins piling up, people are wondering, what their council tax is going towards. I mean, their experience is 7.5% council tax increase. And yet, is that going to be translated into stopping these bin strikes? Is it going to be translated into actually clearing up the rubbish afterwards? I don't think it is.
People will look at this and think, who sets their pay? I mean, do they set their own pay rises?
Yeah, basically, pretty much. It's not controlled by local government, actually. They don't have actually an absolute ton of oversight over this. But one thing I would say is that if Angela Rayner and this government is genuinely interested in saving taxpayers cash, they need to be looking at these town hall bosses and recognising that they're actually not good value for money. Because, let's be honest, if all these councils were, really well run, bins were collected, potholes were filled, I don't think many of us would have a massive issue with a lot of these people being paid well. But the issue is, Martin, they're not. Bins are piling up in Birmingham and in other places. Potholes, are plastered across the road of virtually every city and town you go into. And yet a lot of these council bosses are sitting on very pretty pensions, nice salaries and take-home bonuses.
I think we're in the wrong job. I'll tell you what, William Yarwood, there's one fella here earning more than £500,000 on Glasgow City Council. No councillor on the planet should be paid £500,000. But like I say, we're in the wrong job. Thank you very much, William Yarwood. Always a pleasure to have you on the show there from the Taxpayers Alliance.